The Life of Yamato, One Piece. Yamato is the son of Kaidou. Born as Kaidou's daughter and groomed from a young age to be his heir, Yamato instead developed a profound admiration for the samurai Kozuki Oden. After his death, Yamato chose to become Oden, impersonating him and adopting his mannerisms. As a result of this desire to become Oden, Yamato decided to become a man and identify as Kaidou's son, and Kaidou and his crew referred to him as such as well. This path has put Yamato at odds with Kaidou, with much of his life being spent imprisoned on Onigashima. Yamato befriended Portgas D Ace during his visit to Wano Country, and after learning of Ace's death, waited on the arrival of his sworn brother, Monkey D. Luffy. Together with Luffy and the Ninja-Pirate-Mink-Samurai Alliance, Yamato helped defeat Kaidou and the Beast's pirates, and now intends to join Luffy's crew upon their departure from Wano Country. Yamato is a major ally during the Wano Country Arc. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Yamato. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Background. Yamato was born 28 years ago in an unknown location. 20 years ago, at the age of 8, Yamato witnessed Kozuki Oden's execution during the legendary hour and developed an immense admiration for the samurai. Following Oden's death, Yamato went to Kuri Castle to try to help save Oden's family, but his father Kaidou had gotten there first and burned it down. Yamato then discovered Oden's logbook floating in a nearby stream. As a result of this, Yamato developed the desire to become Oden and carry on his dream of opening Wano Country's borders. But when he told Kaidou about this, his father responded by beating him up and putting shackles on his wrists that would ostensibly explode if he left the country. At one point, Yamato was running wild around Onigashima, declaring that he was Oden and unwittingly knocking out many of Kaidou's subordinates with Haoshoku Haki. Kaidou had Yamato chained up and said that if his son was Oden, then he would have to die. In order to help Yamato see sense, Kaidou imprisoned him inside a cave for a month with some powerful imprisoned samurai, who were also being held until their spirits broke and they joined him. Noting that everyone inside was hungry, Kaidou gave them enough food for one person as well as swords so they could fight over it. Yamato became extremely scared that the samurai would attack him due to being Kaidou's son, but the samurai proceeded to immediately give him food, saying that they didn't feel hungry. One of them, Shimotsuki Ushimaru, cut Yamato free from his chains and was friendly to the young child, as Oden was a friend to him and the other samurai. Yamato asked the samurai if they could help him read Oden's logbook, and they did so with great interest, reading his accounts with great fascination. After 10 days had passed, the samurai decided to break out of the cave and perform an assuredly suicidal attack on Kaidou in order to free Yamato. 4 years ago, the pirate Portgas D Ace and his crew came to Wano in order to kill Kaidou. With Kaidou and his top officers away on an expedition at the time, Yamato did battle with Ace instead. However, as the battle between the two progressed, Yamato made it clear that he wished to get away from Kaidou, and Ace encouraged him to do so. This culminated in Yamato destroying a prized dragon statue belonging to Kaidou while declaring his desire to go out to sea, and Ace commended Yamato for this before doing further damage to the statue. As night fell, Yamato and Ace talked over a campfire, and Yamato expressed regret at being unable to go out to sea with the pirate due to the exploding handcuffs on his wrists. He then asked Ace if there were any other rookie pirates attaining infamy, and Ace replied that his younger brother Luffy, who would not be setting sail for a couple more years, would be the toughest one of them all. Ace ended up revealing Luffy's dream to Yamato and quickly begged him not to laugh at it, and Yamato didn't, as Luffy's dream was the same one that the Pirate King Roger was recorded to have in Oden's logbook. The next day, as Ace prepared to depart, Yamato gave him a Vivre card so they could find each other again. 2 years later, however, the Vivre card disappeared, and soon afterward, Yamato learned via newspaper that Ace had been killed. At the same time, however, Yamato learned that Luffy was active and gaining infamy as a pirate, and with the words of both Oden and Ace in mind, Yamato began to wait to meet Luffy as well as for a new generation of pirates to arrive in the new world and bring down Kaidou. Wano Country Arc. On the day of the Fire Festival, not that Fire Festival, Yamato went missing as the Beast's pirates prepared to begin their festivities. Upon seeing Luffy battling Ulti within the fortress, Yamato interrupted the fight by knocking out Ulti with Ranmei Hake. He then picked up Luffy and carried him away as the Beast's pirates started chasing after them, introducing himself to the pirate he had been waiting to see. Luffy did not wish to accompany Yamato and started attacking him, though Yamato managed to counter the attacks without issue. One of their clashes created a powerful blast that knocked away all the onlookers, and Yamato was able to use this distraction to take Luffy to an attic space where the pirate agreed to listen to him for 5 minutes. Yamato told Luffy about his desire to become Oden and carry on the samurai's will, and how, as a result, he intended on fighting on Luffy's side. Yamato took off his disguise as he did this, and Luffy was confused by his appearance, but Yamato explained that he had become a man because Oden was a man. Yamato also revealed to Luffy that he knew his brother Ace, but had been prevented from leaving with him due to his explosive shackles. Luffy offered to remove the shackles, but was interrupted by Kaidou broadcasting himself across Onigashima. The duo spied on the event through the floorboards, but ended up breaking through the floor and falling back down a populated corridor. During this time, Kaidou announced his intention of making Yamato the next shogun of Wano as part of his new Onigashima project, which Yamato immediately refused. As they were forced to continue fighting off the Beast's pirates, Luffy ripped off Yamato's handcuffs and tossed them aside. The cuffs then exploded, sending the two of them flying into the live floor where Kaidou was speaking. Enraged that his father had actually intended to kill him if he escaped, Yamato disowned Kaidou and tried charging to attack him, but was held back by Luffy so that the Kozuki family's 9 red scabbards could unleash their ambush on him. Once this occurred, Yamato raced to aid them in finishing off Kaidou, but then was attacked by a vengeful Ulti. When Ulti asked why he had attacked her earlier, Yamato proclaimed that this was the day he would become Kozuki Oden at last, and when some of the Beast Pirates informed him that his father had been attacked, Yamato shocked them by saying he didn't care if Kaidou was killed. When Oden's son Momonosuke was rescued from captivity, Luffy told Yamato to help with protecting him. Yamato ran after Momonosuke and Shinobu and introduced himself as Oden, leaving the two of them horrified as Shinobu threw a smoke ball to get them away from Yamato. Yamato chased after the duo until they came across Sasaki and his armored division, who swiftly began attacking Momonosuke. Yamato rushed in to protect him by knocking out an assailant, making clear his intention of fighting on the Kozuki's side. Yamato revealed where he was on the night of Oden's execution as he intercepted a volley of bazooka strikes before taking down some enemy pirates with a long-range strike, stating that unlike that night, he would take action to fight for Momonosuke's family. Yamato was able to overwhelm the armored division members with brute strength, but his body began accumulating damage from constant bazooka strikes. Refusing to leave Shinobu behind and run with Momonosuke, Yamato began activating his Devil Fruit transformation to battle Sasaki. However, the Straw Hat shipwright Frankie then came along with Hacha of the numbers on his tail, and Hacha swung his massive club into the floor, creating a hole that allowed Yamato, Momonosuke, and Shinobu to escape to a lower level. Yamato left Sasaki and his remaining forces to Frankie, but gave him a little help by launching a long-range strike toward Hacha that knocked the number out with a single hit. Yamato took Momonosuke and Shinobu outside the Skull Dome to find a ship and leave Onigashima, but found upon reaching the coast that Kaidou had lifted the island into the air using flame clouds for the purpose of moving it to the flower capital. The three of them hid inside a storeroom where Yamato saw the dragon statue that he and Ace had destroyed, causing him to reminisce about their meeting. Yamato told Momonosuke and Shinobu about Ace and his relationship with Luffy, saying that he believed that them bringing Luffy to Wano was no less than an act of fate, given what Oden had foretold in his logbook, which Yamato proceeded to give to Momonosuke. Later, Yamato spotted a mouse Mary in the rafters and destroyed it, but the Beast's pirates had already been tipped off about their location and were racing to break into the storeroom. Yamato told Momonosuke to get inside his clothes as he and Shinobu burst out of the room and attacked the oncoming pirates. Then they started racing down the corridors, fighting off any enemies they encountered. As they were running through the Right Brain Tower, Momonosuke got agitated while talking to the other two and suddenly transformed into a dragon, not unlike Kaidou's transformed form. He quickly reverted back to human after calming down, and Yamato commented that his transformation could be quite helpful if he was as monstrous as Kaidou. The trio managed to shake off their pursuers and hide in a first-floor crawlspace, and Yamato decided to go out and act as a decoy to keep the Beast's pirates off Momonosuke's trail, though the boy and Shinobu noted that Yamato was clearly interested in going out and fighting. As Yamato headed out, Momonosuke informed him that he sensed that Luffy and Kaidou were currently fighting one-on-one atop the Skull Dome. Yamato took down numerous additional Beast Pirates while racing to the roof, and upon getting there, he called out to Kaidou, who had defeated Luffy and was on ground level chasing after Momonosuke and Shinobu. Kaidou quickly returned to the roof and claimed that Luffy was dead. Yamato didn't believe this and said that he would be going out to sea with the Straw Hats. In the meantime, he intended to hold off Kaidou until Luffy came back. The two then engaged in a powerful Haushoku Haki-infused clash. Yamato and Kaidou both transformed into their mythical Zoan human beast forms during the battle and exchanged multiple blows using their Kanabos and Devil Fruit techniques, with Kaidou not holding back at all. They also exchanged numerous questions and declarations, centering mainly on what Yamato's future would be and why Kaidou wanted control over Wano. Kaidou then gained a decisive advantage in the fight, taunting that no one saw Yamato as a friend, and the few who did ended up dead as he pummeled his son into the ground. Yamato got back up and then prepared to launch another attack. As he did so, Luffy arrived on the back of a pink dragon identical to Kaidou and punched the Emperor at the same time Yamato's strike connected. Yamato was shocked to see another dragon there, but soon learned that it was none other than Momonosuke. Yamato then watched as Momonosuke assisted Luffy in attacking Kaidou despite his fear, and afterwards, Luffy asked Yamato to go with Momonosuke while he fought Kaidou alone again. Not intending on letting them leave, Kaidou launched himself at Yamato and Momonosuke to attack them, but Yamato was able to parry his strike before Luffy restrained the Emperor. Yamato and Momonosuke started falling off Onigashima, but the former was able to instruct the latter about how to create flame clouds to hold onto. Once they regained their footing, Yamato noticed that the flame clouds holding up Onigashima were weakening as it drew very close to the flower capital. He told Momonosuke that the boy needed to create his own flame clouds to hold it up because if Kaidou went down and Onigashima fell, the large amount of weapons stockpiled inside the island could create a massive explosion. Yamato then left Momonosuke to do this on his own as he went off to the armory to try to neutralize as many of the explosives as possible. Yamato ran through Onigashima and the Skull Dome in his full wolf transformation as fast as he could muster, and burst into a cave chamber where he encountered X-Drake, Scratchman Apu, and 3 numbers. Yamato attacked Drake to keep him from getting in the way, but Drake informed him that he had turned against the Beast Pirates as well, allowing Yamato to continue running. However, the number Fuga followed him out of the chamber. Yamato tried to keep Fuga away from him, but then saw a flaming apparition named Kazunbo heading toward the armory. Knowing that the danger was now imminent, Yamato asked Fuga to help him. The two of them ran down to the armory door in which the number Roki was guarding, and Yamato told Fuga to take the key from him and operate the lever for the door, but Fuga instead charged into Roki and crashed through the door, allowing Yamato to continue running unabated. Yamato arrived in the armory at the same time as Kazunbo and quickly used his ice breath to freeze the bombs. Yamato then made Kazunbo recoil with an ice-infused Kanabo strike, but Kazunbo retaliated by forming a flaming appendage and striking him with it. However, Trafalgar Law then created a massive hole through the armory and entire island which he and Eustace Kid sent Big Mom down. When Big Mom fell through the armory, she punched a bomb which caused it to explode, destroying much of Onegashima's bottom as she fell toward the Wano mainland. Yamato was able to further freeze the other bombs to keep them from detonating, and the bomb blast also weakened Kazunbo and caused it to depart. The hole allowed Yamato to reunite with Momonosuke, who informed him that the giant elephant Zunesha from Oden's journal had arrived. The two of them then talked about what Momonosuke had read in Oden's journal, and the boy questioned whether or not it would be wise to open Wano's borders. Kaidou then defeated Luffy again and declared that the pirate was dead, demanding Momonosuke to surrender and end the war. Momonosuke was inclined to follow his suggestion, but Yamato refused to let him do this, saying that the sacrifices of the last 20 years would be all for nothing if he did. Yamato assured Momonosuke that he would go with him to battle Kaidou and face death together. However, Momonosuke then heard from Zunesha that Joy Boy had arrived in the form of Luffy, and he and Yamato watched as Luffy activated a new form and resumed attacking Kaidou. Yamato then told Momonosuke that he needed to continue to make more flame clouds to prepare for Kaidou's to disappear, and the two of them looked on in shock as Luffy prepared to unleash a punch so massive it would demolish Onigashima, necessitating Momonosuke to move it out of the way. Kaidou's flame clouds disappeared as Luffy struck him with his finishing blow, and with Yamato's encouragement, Momonosuke was able to successfully generate his own and use them to move the island away from danger before bringing it to a gentle landing on the mainland near the flower capital. Luffy immediately lost consciousness following the punch and fell to the ground, but Yamato was able to catch him. The remaining Beast's pirates continued attacking, not believing their captain had been defeated, but Yamato told them to stand down or he would attack them. Yamato then introduced himself to Luffy's crew and announced that he would be joining them to mixed reactions. Jinbei said that they should wait for Luffy to confirm this, and Yamato accepted. The group of them watched a broadcast of Momonosuke taking the title of Shogun to their excitement. A week later, Yamato was with the Straw Hats and several friends in the Shogun's palace when Luffy and Zoro woke up, and Nami suggested they should take a bath now that Yamato's prayer for their recovery had been fulfilled. However, since there was no mixed bathing in the castle, Yamato informed Nami that he would not be joining her, instead joining the men in their bath. The Straw Hats and their allies then took part in the Flower Capital's celebration festivities with the Wano civilians. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.